We are back. This is episode.
21.
No, I think it's like 37.
24.
I think it's 37. I think it's
That's
37.
old. That's middle aged. This
No,
podcast
actually,
is
it's
middle
young.
aged.
Where'd you get? Why is your water so cloudy?
It's cream soda.
Oh, it kind of looks funky. Show it to the camera. Show your white, creamy thing.
Well, these are the sodas your mom bought.
They're probiotic. They're actually They kind of taste like medicine.
It's good. I like it.
Tastes like
Cream
medicine.
soda is better than the root beer one. I'll say that. So today's episode is about the zoo. We went to the zoo.
We went to the zoo.
Let's go to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you?
Yeah, so we went to the zoo. Hold on. Can you speak into your mic?
Hello.
We should have done a mic test. I got a bad habit of not doing mic test. Oh, yeah. As loud as you possibly can.
1,
2, 3. Okay. So that's a clap.
Clap test.
That one actually.
Clap trap.
Clap
Borderlands.
Borderlands. So we went to the zoo, and it was peekabus.
Should I show them my pictures?
Well, no, because it won't. You could just. Well, it would honestly make a lot more sense if I just put them in the video, but I'm probably not going to do that.
Should I show them my pictures?
Nah.
I want to.
Don't show them the pictures.
Okay,
Don't show them the pictures.
If I see any of you in
No, because
person,
we need
I'll
them
show
to go
you
to the zoo.
pictures.
We need them to go to the zoo.
Yeah.
Okay, folks. The zoo is the best place on earth.
Yeah.
Because you can see creatures and beasts.
The zoo kind of feels like an enrichment program designed for people. You know?
I feel like going to the zoo high as hell would be the craziest thing ever.
If we had public transit, we could do it.
I would lose so much time at the zoo if I could be high at the zoo. Because I would just sit there and look at I would just sit there and look at toucan.
If there weren't so many kids, it'd probably be...
Oh my
Oof.
god, the kids were crazy. The kids were bonkers. They were
so many kids.
There were some bad kids too.
Tell them about the bad kid.
There was a bad little boy who was spitting at a llama. He climbed the bench and he was trying to spit at the llamas.
Well, tell them the full story.
Well, why don't we?
Can I?
Do we have advice?
No, there's no comments either.
No.
Yeah.
Damn, they didn't like the last one.
That's partially my fault.
Well,
I forgot
Richie
to.
did leave 2 comments. He left 2 helpful comments, but he didn't leave any questions.
Mm.
So shout out to Richie for leaving comments, but you all got to do better, and I'm really disappointed in all of you, except Richie.
So we went to the zoo. And
Yes.
We went to the goat area.
Well, there's actually a little bit of preamble. We've been to the zoo multiple times, and we have a repetitive issue where when we go to the zoo, the creatures are all lazy as shit, and they don't do anything. Most of them. And
Kinda boring.
so I've been working, as you know, I have a job, and I did not get fired for the 200 blunders. I haven't gotten fired for that. So I was researching animals, and I learned a lot of them don't like the hot sun.
No.
Some of them do, but those are lizards. And so I researched, and I was realizing these motherfuckers don't like the sun.
I wouldn't
And
do
so,
that.
no. So what you got to do is you got to go on either a cloudy day, or you got to go in the morning, like early, like 9 a.m., like earlier than a human can wake up. So we woke up at 9 a.m.
8.
We woke up at 8 a.m. Out the door by 9:20. We were there, and those creatures were getting crazy.
To say the least.
The elk were playing, and
So,
the girl elks were fighting and hitting each other.
we walked into the zoo, and the first thing we saw is a bunch of elk chasing each other around in their
sprinting.
pen. And we're like, oh.
And the bison were just shaking their tails around.
I think we looked at each other after we saw the elk, and we're like, this alone was worth the
This
trip.
was worth, yeah. That was worth waking up so early.
They were like chasing each other. It
I
was
think if
very
we woke
surreal.
up, I think if we woke up even earlier, she would be even crazier.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the pronghorn were getting crazy. We saw those weird crane things at the beginning. There were these weird cranes that was running around screaming.
There were a lot of exhibits that had like mixed critters.
Yeah,
very
that was
strange.
strange.
There was
There was goats, there was mountain goats, llamas, and donkeys in one exhibit.
Yeah.
They're just wandering around.
There was Patagonian Mara and the little
Patagonian.
race monkeys.
Patagonian.
Yeah.
There's a Patagonian.
They were very cute together.
The Patagonian Mara and the squirrel monkeys were just hanging out. The Maras were awesome. They were crazy.
They're so cute. They're like a capybara if it was a rabbit.
And they were so active. Once again, early in the day, all the animals are so active. They're all going crazy. We saw Turkmenian Markhor, and he got his ears stuck in sticks.
There were a bunch of Yeah, tell me about the poor stick guy.
We were seeing this. We saw this Turkmenian markhor, which is like a giant goat-like creature.
And they have like these really long
Yeah,
horns at the top that
They've
go
got
straight up.
spiral horns. They've got spiral horns. They spin out, and he was playing with a stick, and he got his head stuck in a stick. And so
Well,
if
it was
the
like a branch that like branched off into like 8 other
this if
branches.
these are his horns, the branch was like that. Whoops. If this was his horns, the branch was like that, and he
And
was
he was
like
going like
he just
this
kept going like this.
repetitively,
He
trying
kept
to
going like
get it off.
he was going like this. Like that's what this creature was doing. He wouldn't go backwards.
And we felt terrible for it because we thought it was stuck.
We thought he was stuck,
We,
and so we stood there for probably like 6 minutes just watching him. And then he got his horns unstuck. Then he looked around, and then he stepped on the stick again, and the stick popped up and got stuck in between his antlers again. His ears.
so I think he was
his
doing
horns.
it for fun.
Either that, or he's just not smart. But then, also, we went in like mid-May. It's mid-May when we're recording this, or late May, I guess. So there was a bunch of creatures who had babies, but the babies weren't young. They were all like weird-looking teenagers.
Yeah.
So you got to see a bunch of those like weird teenage pronghorns, teenage goats.
It was definitely a transitionary period because like all the antler creatures are shedding
Their
their
ant,
coats
yeah,
and their antlers.
all the creatures were molting, which was cool.
Hmm.
They kind of looked ugly, but it was cool.
I like ugly
They're
creatures.
molting. They're molting, which is cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, so
And
that's pretty cool.
they have a special exhibit right now for what is it just called, slow critters.
It's called Survival of the Slowest.
Yeah, and
It was
it's
crazy.
a bunch of like small lizards and like amphibians and
Not
snakes.
necessarily. There was also hedgehog and sloth.
Basically just slow animals.
Hmm
So they have like 4 big turtles. They're very cute. We saw
Yeah, they were 4 box tortoise. They
one of
were
the
awesome.
girls was scratching his shell and he was like shaking his bum.
There's one of the girls nearby.
We saw
No,
sloth.
she was a zookeeper. I think she was an exhibit keeper.
Yeah. Saw
She was
sloth.
scratching the turtle and it was shaking it around, getting There was
sloth,
the box
hedgehog,
turtles.
box turtles.
There was the sloth was
lizards,
dope. The sloth
snakes.
just sat there. There was
Yeah,
the cane toads, they were big and fat.
toads. Yeah.
The horned toad.
Mm-hmm.
The
What else?
there was a tarantula.
Tarantula. Yeah.
There was a dinos.
I thought there was a ball python, but I didn't see one.
There was a ball python. You showed it to me. You said, "Look, there he is," and he was in his
Mhm.
little thing, and he was hiding.
Right, he was hiding. So was a hedgehog.
We saw ibises and spoonbills. I saw the obese parrot. Tyler did not see it.
You saw him?
I saw him. I saw him when we were passing Toucan Ridge. I said obese parrot. And you went. I didn't see him.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm jealous.
I saw the obese parrot. He was
told-
still
I
fat.
should have gone
He's
back.
still fat. Still fat. We did go back.
Fat ass
We
parrot.
did go back. We were looking for the obese parrot.
I mean, like after I didn't see it.
We saw harvest mice just running around.
Yeah. So in Toucan Ridge, it's like an enclosed little greenhouse area
It's not a
where they have
greenhouse,
like
it's
a bunch
bird
of
exhibit.
tropical plants, and there's just like a bunch of mice running around in there. I think they just might like the warm of it because
Well, there's also food.
yeah, but nothing in there really ate mice.
No, I know, but the mouse has food.
Oh yeah,
No, there was creatures that would eat mice in there.
out in the open,
Um,
ibis,
no, not ibis or spoonbill.
maybe the bats.
Oh yeah, the bats would eat a mouse. The bats would definitely eat a mouse.
Yeah, bats are lazy as hell though.
Well, because they are.
Ooh, if you come at night,
Well, what do
maybe
you know about bats at nighttime?
they come out.
My dad, when he was a zookeeper, not a zookeeper, when he was a night security guard, he said that when you go into Toucan Ridge at nighttime, it's kind of fucking creepy because the bats are. It's like pitch black and the bats are just flying around, and you can hear the birds going, and the bats are flying around.
Do you remember that like Christian movie, We Bought a Zoo? The dad's like, I don't know how to talk to my daughters.
I don't think that was
so
a
I'm gonna
Christian
buy a
movie.
zoo.
I don't think We Bought a Zoo as Christian.
And then the girl is like, Daddy, Daddy, I love you now. But,
Daddy, do the same walk.
and he's like, I don't know. I still don't know how to talk to my kids.
Was We Bought a Zoo Christian?
I don't think so. I think Matt Damon just looks like a Christian white man. Look how bright the poster is. They're coming out from heaven.
Yeah, I don't think this has anything to do with. I don't think it has anything to do with God.
Probably not. Matt Damon is just so angelic.
Daddy, do the same walk.
Mhm.
There are people. I was reading recently that there are people who are like big into Matt Damon, Ben Affleck
They're in love.
shipping.
They've been in love since they were teenagers.
They've been bros.
They used to live together.
Did they?
Used to, yeah. They should probably do more than that.
Brokeback Boston.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they've lived together their whole lives.
Ben Affleck loves Dunkin'. He loves Dunkin'.
Dunkin' Donuts?
No, not Dunkin' Donuts. Just Dunkin'.
Who's Dunkin'?
That's what it's called. It's been called that for like the past like 4 years. It's not Dunkin' Donuts. It's Dunkin'.
Really?
Yeah, they removed the Dunkin' like a while ago.
This is like the HBO controversy.
Well, you know what? HBO, because it was HBO, then it was
Then
HBO Max, then it was Max, and now it's back to HBO Max.
No, it was never Max.
No, it was Max.
It was HBO Max, then they got rid of Max.
No,
And it was
Max,
just
they
HBO.
had Max. Because HBO Max, because I think HBO bought Max.
Circle K bought Max.
Yeah, Circle K bought Max, like MacArthur's.
I missed the owl.
You know what's interesting is that Mac, the name Mac is just like the Irish word Mick. It's like your name is Mick. Are you kidding me?
Mac Miller. I saw a really funny post on Instagram from Seeking
Mac Miller
Derangements the other day.
would mean son of Miller.
And it's saying that the girl from Last of Us is like the most hated girl on the internet right now. The top comment was like,
Actually,
Hmm.
their pronouns are they them.
"Oh, my bad. They are the most hated person on the
They're the
internet
most
right
hated in person.
now." And the top comment was like, "Damn, they look like someone who I'd just chill out and smoke with." And they play old Mac Miller songs, and they'd say it's kind of niche, but it's also really good. And you also just chill out with them, and they're awesome. And everyone just liked it. They didn't even comment.
Everyone just liked it. Everyone was just liking it.
Yep. That's the thing about
We were all sitting
gay
around
people.
liking it. We were all sitting around liking that shit. I remember that.
Yeah.
There people don't really don't like the them who plays Ellie.
Yeah. They want an attractive 13-year-old.
They're like 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Last of Us Part 2 is out now, and they play
Well,
19-year-old in that show.
boomers hate Pedro Pascal as well. 'Cause
No,
he's
they like Pedro Pascal. They like him. They're the only party
Uh-uh.
like. Yeah, they like Pedro Pascal.
Every time I go on Facebook, it's so
That's
I
because
see
you're on
all the
Facebook.
drama.
You're on the stupidest. You're talking to the stupidest people on the planet Earth when you're on Facebook.
I don't even like follow any accounts. It just recommends me by default to look at people hating on Pedro Pascal.
I promise you, Pedro Pascal's like 10 trillion followers on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. I'm not saying he's not popular.
He's got 11 million followers. He's very popular.
Yeah, and they're all gay Gen Zs.
No, some of them are like young folk.
People are saying that he's probably gay.
He might not even be gay.
I saw a bunch of pictures of him. He's wearing like pink pants.
Oh my
He's hugging men.
Yeah, Harry Styles wears dresses. He's not fucking gay.
Oh, come on. He's gay.
Harry Styles?
Yeah.
Harry Styles isn't gay. Harry Styles is just like
He's one of the few endangered
he's a metrosexual.
metrosexual, yeah.
But he doesn't serve.
He thinks he does.
He looks frumpy.
Yeah.
Harry Styles looks very ugly when he's wearing like non-gendered clothing. He looks very frumpy and ugly.
Do you remember when he was wearing that like pilgrim pant?
I remember when he was wearing that like pink leotard with like a hat.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That he looks so ugly. It fucked up.
That poser, he's like,
It's like, bro, you are not eating.
No.
Bro really trying to be think you Bruce Lee.
trying to be crazy. Anyway, back to the zoo.
The zoo was crazy, and that's it.
Well, what else do we see?
We also saw seals as usual.
Yep. The seals love
The
showing
seals are
off.
always awesome.
Yep.
But yeah, so okay, now we can get back to the bad kid story. So we were exploring, and we just got
We're at the petting zoo.
we were wrapping up our trip. I don't even, is that a petting zoo? I guess it's kind of a petting zoo.
It's like Aunt Mara's farm.
I
or
think the
something.
only creatures they let get pet are like domesticated creatures. Like I think
It's-
the only ones that they let you pet are like domesticated goats and pigs and horses.
So it's where they keep the goats.
Yeah, it's like this kind of stuff you'd see
They
in
have
a
a big
petting zoo or a
bridge.
barn.
They just sit on the
So
bridge.
they have this like overhead bridge with this. Why am I so dark? They have this overhead bridge where the goats just walk around. And there's like 9 goats just stacked into this bridge because they like being high up, and so they all stack in the same place. And then the other side, so you've got like 2 sections. You got like one here and then one here, and then the bridge over top. So the bridge here is where most of the goats are supposed to hang out, and then the thing over here is where there's 2 llamas. And so the 2 llamas are hanging out with 2 goats, and the llamas are just going as llamas do.
And we look behind us, and there's a prairie man.
No, well, that makes it kind of sound like an indigenous person.
No, this is a Richardson ground squirrel.
It was a Richardson ground squirrel named after the Richardson the naturalist, not
And
the company.
I look at him and I say, "Look, it's a prairie man." And then
Well, the ground we look, it's a
I
ground
try
squirrel.
to take a picture of him, but
And
then
then
he
this
goes running.
then this bad kid,
Well, hold
this
on.
bad kid shows up.
The this is before that.
No, because
Oh
he's
no,
going.
yeah. So the bad kid is behind us.
The
He
bad kid's
looks at the
behind
prairie
us.
squirrel man and he goes, he just starts making
He does
sounds.
David Tennant from Goblet of Fire.
And this scares the prairie man, and the prairie man goes running into the
He
exhibit
runs, and then he
right in front of
runs.
the
But
llamas.
he also didn't have to run into the llama exhibit.
No, but I think he just panicked.
So yeah, I was telling Tyler every creature acted inappropriately. So first of all, the bad kid was being bad and going,
Yeah.
and then the ground squirrel runs and he goes like, and he sprints into the llama exhibit, and the llama sees the ground squirrel and freaks out and starts trying to chase the ground squirrel.
It looked aggressive.
He was like,
I've never seen a
and he
llama
started,
aggressive.
yeah, he got aggressive and started trying to chase the ground squirrel. And then he was like looking around and he's like looking under.
He's like looking under the.
He was looking under the.
things.
Yeah, he was looking under things because he wanted to find the ground squirrel.
And there was just a goat sitting under, and he's like, "Leave me alone."
Yeah, that's what the goat said. And then I turned out, and I was looking across the way, and I saw this mother, and I don't want to be classist, but she was ratchet, and she was smoking, and I thought you shouldn't smoke at a zoo.
Is that the kid's mom?
Yeah, I thought you shouldn't smoke at the zoo.
Did you see the dad?
Well, hold on, we're gonna talk about this bad family. And I think that this family,
Like 5 kids.
I think that this family was uh impoverished.
They're a
And
white trash family.
well,
Say it.
you know what? And sometimes that can explain bad behavior.
Mhm.
It can explain it because you're struggling, you're having tough times. But
So
I
the
gotta say,
kids
this
are
was a
all-
bad family.
The
I gotta say,
kids-
this was a rotten family.
Yeah.
One, they had a bad kid. Two, the mom was smoking at a zoo. You can't smoke. You shouldn't smoke at a zoo. It's disrespectful.
The kids were like all boys, and they were like between the ages
They're
of like
all-
5
they're
and
all
10,
bad.
and they were just like yelling and
And they were
saying
so
bad
they
things.
stand up on this. They stand up on. They're trying to look at the llamas, and the dad's like, "Hey, llama," and the llama just looking at him. He's like, "Fuck you," and he walks away. And then his kids are like, "Start spitting!" And then like 4 kids start trying to spit on the llama, but the llama's too far away, and it just wanders off.
Made us so mad.
It made me so mad. But
Because llamas don't do that.
so I think they like chew.
You're thinking of a camel.
I think it's more so a camel is spitting. So they start trying to spit. They try to spit on the llama. Unlike me, their spit is weak and pathetic, and they can't reach the llama. So they're trying to spit on the llama. They don't reach it because they're weak.
And the llama walks away.
And the
He goes,
llama,
fuck you.
the llama being a complete alpha,
We make like
completely
a
doesn't even
soy comic where it's like
complete alpha llama.
the virgin boy trying to spit.
The
on
virgin
llama.
bad kid versus the alpha llama.
The llama who knows damn well how to spit, but is
It's
above
like
this
the-
juvenile behavior.
It's like the one of the guy throwing the rock at the elephant. He's like gay, but it's a bad kid going.
Yeah.
And then the llama's like got like a big ass jaw, and he's like, I don't care.
Should we make that the thumbnail?
No, because I'm not gonna draw that.
No, you can just grab the image.
If you send me a few pictures of animals, I can try to get them in the thumbnail.
Okay.
I also thought of one called The Great Debate. I thought of a thumbnail. This is an episode we'll do later, maybe next weekend, called The Great Debate, where you and I are on the thumbnail and we're like, and it's like the Great Debate, and we're debating something.
That baby.
Well, yeah, he's not really funny anymore, but
What do we debate?
let's go.
Let's go.
Probably like what the biggest animal is.
Beluga whale.
Debating something that has an objective answer is really
Or
funny.
blue whale.
It's like when people debate God. It's like, yeah, you got an imaginary friend, bro.
So true. Big epic win.
I feel like the zoo's awesome.
So true. Again.
We might straight up. We've been talking just today. I think just today we've been talking about this, about potentially going to Calgary because they have hyrax, they have giraffe, they have hippo, they have harambes, and they have
Penguin.
fucking 4 penguins.
Get two penguin.
They have Gentoo penguin, they have king penguin,
Chico and Enrique.
they have macaroni. They've got crazy penguins, and they've got hyraxes.
Also, if we go to Calgary, we can take their train.
Yes, and they've got crazy hyrax. Is Calgary red or blue?
What?
Like-
oh, like politically?
Yeah.
Fucking, it's Alberta. It's all blue.
Yeah, but then why do they have transit?
Even rich people like transit.
I mean, it's not necessarily. What's the Calgary? Wasn't Alberta NDP like 8 years ago or something.
Maybe. If they
Just
were, it was only like a blip.
Calgary
Not since social credit era.
government. I'm a big government. Social credit was kind of a weird party
Not a
though.
big fan of the government. I'm from Alberta.
Mayor of Calgary.
Prabojiti
I
Gar.
don't know if you should try to say that.
Okay.
What
Ugh.
the hell?
She kind of looks like Ellen.
She does not look like how I expected her to look.
Her worship. Her title is Her Worship.
Well, she's the mayor.
We don't call Scott Gillingham his worship.
What does she like? She likes the what? Oh, during the swearing-in ceremony, she refused to swear in Sean Chu, who was embroiled in a scandal following allegations of impropriety with a minor while he was in. So she started out being based. A 4% tax increase.
She refused to attend the Hanukkah menorah lighting ceremony. Why?
Oh, because
she's anti-Israeli.
Because they said
she's based.
Because the event was positioned in part of a show of support for Israel, so she didn't want to go. They're saying normalizing anti-Semitism.
Dude, is Calgary actually woke? I kind of want to go
She
there
might
now.
be woke.
I want to live there.
They filed a motion of recall, but then it failed.
How did Alberta people vote for her?
I don't know.
Seems like someone.
I don't even know what
Albertans
she
would hate.
likes. I don't even know what she likes. She has a master's degree in sociology.
It's like you.
No, not like me.
Maybe Calgary's like an enclave of wokeness.
What does she do? I don't know. It doesn't say what she actually does. Like, what does she do? This is totally.
It's a bit of a tangent. It's interesting though.
Mayor Gondek drops the gloves and bid to win a second term. She thinks she can win.
She seems kind of cool.
What does she do? She's fighting for safer streets.
It kind of lost me there.
Working for Calgarians, tariff-proof economy.
That's good.
Fiscal responsibility.
Maybe get a provincial tax.
Advocacy.
That'll do it.
What does she advocate for?
Woke.
Letter to Prime Minister. Letter to Miss.
Hey, it says letter to Carney
I have
priorities.
no idea what. Okay, this is not good podcast material.
I think it's interesting.
I don't care. So we're thinking about we might go to Calgary just to see penguins
Yeah, maybe we can see her too.
if she wins.
Is the election happening now?
I don't care. They got Gen 2 penguins. They got hyrax and giraffe. They got giraffe.
It's odd that they have a hyrax. Why is that here?
Because Calgary's hot and kind of dry.
That's true. It's probably similar to like the savannah.
Hyraxes don't live in the savannah. They live in the Cape.
Yeah, but they live in like rocky areas.
They live in ancient Mesopotamian ruins and Japanese salaryman kitchens.
Yes.
Hard mode. Hyrax are fire.
I like when they sit on pots because it's warm.
I think they've only done that in one.
I would do that if I didn't get steam burns.
Well, they probably would get a steam burn too.
Everyone who's sitting on that guy's soup.
No, I wasn't there.
It's a video.
Gen 2 penguins. What would you rather? Would you rather meet an emperor penguin, a king penguin, a Gen 2 penguin, a macaroni penguin?
Only one, if I had to pick.
You can only meet one, and you can hug him.
Probably emperor penguin.
Would you rather meet an emperor adult penguin or emperor penguin baby?
Baby. You know,
Would you give them a hug?
Yes, I can hug. What's the penguin that Pesto is? The king penguin?
Who the hell's Pesto?
What? You've never heard
Oh,
of
the weird
Pesto?
the big fat baby penguin.
I think he's a king penguin.
Yeah, because he was brown and not gray.
Pesto penguin.
Yeah, he was.
He's the biggest penguin.
He's giantly obese.
I'm fat. I'm 13 and a half kilograms.
12.5 kilograms. He was giantly obese. They fed him too much fish, I hear.
He's built different. Baby. It's huge. He's lost all his brown feathers. He's an adult now.
Would you rather okay. Would you rather have a beer with Moudang or Pesto?
Pesto, man.
Fuck Moudang.
Moudang was cute, but
I hate Moudang. That bitch that I'm sorry.
It's just a baby hippo.
I lost control.
She's
actually a baby pygmy hippo.
and well behaved.
That was actually the first time you saw that was the tapir, the rare tapir.
Mm-hmm.
Are you more into the rare tapir or mudang?
Tapir.
Oh, they have tapirs at the Calgary Zoo too.
Do they? That's
Yeah.
good. Maybe
If you have been to Calgary or you like Calgary, leave a comment down below. Stop scratching. What
or if you have a house that we
what
can stay at
dope
for free.
things? Well, also what dope things can you do in Calgary? Do they have dope, awesome stuff? Do they have dope, crazy shit? And don't be coming at me like, oh, there's this good Indian place. We got good Indian places, okay? I'm talking about shit you can only do in Calgary.
They probably got museums we could go to.
We got probably crazy museums. I think that there's a distinct like art and progressive space in Calgary. Because there is in every city, but like I feel like
I mean, it's a big city. It's got like 4 million people in it.
but
Gotta be some woke in there.
like, oh, they're all conservative. No. The Conservative Party only wins with like 60% of the votes.
Cities are usually more left leaning in general.
But that's what I'm like I think that I think the conservatives don't get big wins in Calgary.
Mm, I don't know about that.
Calgary electoral districts.
Because they're not going to vote liberal. NDP would have a better time there, I think.
That's what I just said. You weren't listening to what I said. Okay, well that doesn't help me. That doesn't ward maps. They will be color coded? Will be color coded, do you think?
Probably not. Because you're looking at government things.
I like the
things
government.
doesn't care.
I love the government. I love the government.
My word. See, it's all conservative.
No, man, that's just the wards.
Oh.
Provincial election results. Alberta. Elections Alberta. The official elections results. 100% votes. 100% conservative.
The fuck is the Alberta Party?
NDP won in Lethbridge West, bruh. They only have
one riding.
This is a by-election. Provincial general election. The NDP got 44% of the votes in the provincial general election.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
The UCP got 52. So yeah, they mean a lot of them are conservative, but there's also a fair bit of, non-conservative people there.
What's the other one? What's the AP?
AP, Alberta Party.
What's that?
I don't know. Only 60% of potential voters turned up.
Search it up. What is it?
Man, I don't care.
I care. Don't you love me?
AP, Alberta. Advanced placement.
A little different.
AP Party, Alberta. Alberta Party. Fresh, positive, and creative approach.
Is this a centrist party?
Yes.
Boo.
Yeah.
Boo.
I like the red.
Oh no, there's a separatist party.
They got 0 votes. They got 0 seats.
Oh yeah.
They got 6,000 members and 0 seats. Okay. So what we're learning, I think we're learning a lot of things.
I thought that'd be cooler.
Yeah, I had a feeling it'd be boring. So Calgary might be the move.
Yeah, I'll go. Do you want to go in the last week of August?
I don't know. But discussing our vacation plans isn't fun for them.
No.
But we might go to Calgary, so please leave a comment if there's anything sick in Calgary. And if you say, oh, there's a Nordic spa. Yeah, motherfucker, we got one too. So I don't want to hear about that either.
Thermia is actually quite a large chain in Canada, I'm to believe. There's a bunch in Ontario.
We should go to Thermia on the hottest day of the year and just sit in the tub until we pass out.
Die.
What if you were a Thermia worker and you saw somebody and he was like a big round egg-like man, and he said, "I'm gonna go to the warmest tub and die."
I imagine that's what city.
And he went and sat in the 50-degree tub, and then he went and my dad's a city worker.
City executives.
Remember I guess I shouldn't say this, but do you remember those photos I was showing you?
Yeah.
The sleepy
fat bald man in blazers.
Sleepy fella.
What's with middle-aged white men being bald and looking sad
and being sleepy?
Might be the move.
Might be being fat might be the move.
Mm-hmm.
Being fat like a bird, like being a fat bird might be the move. Those great sea eagles are so fucking huge.
I like the eagle.
They got to be like the biggest bird ever.
What was that bird that we saw when we first came in that was going like?
The one that you really liked?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think those were like a crane thing.
I like them. They're making strange sounds. And what was the bird we saw next to them? It's like a goose.
Yeah, it was like a northern goose kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's like a western goose kind of guy. It was, yeah,
they were screaming.
that one was funny because he really should have just been in the wild.
Yeah, I wanted to let them free.
The teals too. The teals honestly could have just been in the wild. It's kind of funny. There were a number of creatures where it's like this thing is just supposed to be wandering around the city, causing problems.
Free them all.
I think it'd be funny. I think what are some of the animals at the zoo that could survive the city?
Peacock.
Oh yeah, big time. Um, squirrel monkey.
Yeah, the monkeys would
Squirrel
probably be
monkey
all right.
would freeze to death.
Most of the birds, I think.
I think a
would be
lot of them
okay.
would freeze to death in the winter.
Don't they fly south naturally?
Yeah, not if you're a tropical bird though. You don't know where to go.
That's true. I think for a summer, the ibises and stuff would be okay.
Yeah, in the summer, but once again, that's the summer. There's still a lot of time between summer and not summer.
So the monkeys probably wouldn't survive.
The monkeys would freeze to death.
So we have to think what would survive the winter here.
Mm.
Not much.
Mountain goat,
Pelican, maybe?
pelican, mountain goat,
Yeah, all the mountain goats.
mountain goats.
Maybe like the elks and the yaks.
That's true.
Yaks used to be native to Manitoba.
No,
What am I thinking of?
I don't know. Muskox,
Muskox. Yeah,
not
that's right.
yaks. Yaks are in Mongolia
Right.
and stuff. What's going on? What is going on up there?
Playing sliding games.
The upstairs has been a little crazy. Up above my house they've been screaming and yelling and hitting.
Yay!
It's been a little crazy.
You should file a complaint to have them evicted.
I should try to find out if they're a family so I can get them evicted.
And then move in. Would you ever move out of this apartment to an apartment in this apartment?
Maybe. Depends on how it depends.
It's cheap rent here.
It's cheap rent everywhere.
Nope.
And now that Poilievre's in charge.
Socialism.
Now that Poliver's in charge, we're finally getting some cheap housing.
Straight up. I can't wait to. Why did people think that he would make people afford homes?
Because Poliver is awesome.
But what would he do?
You gotta talk into the mic because you're getting quiet again.
It reminds me of that post. Do you remember
Poliver.
where they're like, now that Trump is president, we'll finally be able to start our lives together and own a house. And now he's got like the big beautiful bill where like it's literally more rich people pay less taxes.
Yeah, what's up with the big beautiful bill?
I don't know. It's really regressive.
Did you hear he's got the golden? He's gonna build the golden dome.
Yeah.
Why do they need?
Apparently, we're a part of it.
Why do they need that?
I don't know.
Who's shooting missiles at
Hamas.
America? Hamas.
Yeah. You should be happy because I thought you were paranoid about North Korea.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I don't give a fuck now.
You're like the episode of South Park. Butters is like, they're gonna bomb us.
That's not Butters.
Isn't it?
That's Tweak, bruh.
All right. Twink.
No, you're a South Park noob.
Twink X Craig.
His name's not Twink, it's Tweak. Because he's a tweaker. Because his dad puts meth in the coffee.
Is that why?
That's partially why.
I didn't know that.
It's lore. It's deep South Park lore. But you're a South Park noob, so.
He had a guinea pig.
Yes, he did. No, Craig did. Craig had a guinea pig.
Do you remember when they were fighting over custody and Stick of Truth?
I do. No,
they
that's
fucking dropping
fractured. That's
bowling
fractured
balls?
but whole. That's not Stick of Truth. That's fractured but whole.
It sounds like they're dropping bowling balls on the floor.
That is fractured but whole, where they're fighting over the guinea pig.
It's very cute.
Well, I can't remember what the guinea pig's name is, but Craig was the one who had a guinea pig, not Tweak.
I've heard that Snow Day is kind of cheeks.
I've heard it's a little cheeks. Yeah, I've heard that too.
It's too bad because the other games are really good.
You didn't even go to the bathroom.
Let's try again.
We're so
I wish
tired.
they had a beaver at a zoo. We just woke up from a nap. And
We're
still
so
tired.
because we got sun sickness.
The sickness hurts.
We had to take a We did. We had to take a siesta. We had to take a next level siesta.
What's that?
A siesta is a midday nap.
It's true.
What the heck? Hope that got picked up on the mic because whatever that was is crazy. I don't know what's going on.
Can you bang on the roof and say, I'm trying to sleep?
Trying to fucking sleep. I work mornings.
That's a little inside joke because our neighbor did that.
Yeah, we were
us.
recording our podcast, and he punched the wall and said, "I'm trying to fucking sleep."
It was like 9 o'clock.
Yeah, that's my friendly neighbor. That's like, "Hi, how are you doing? Hey."
It's crazy that you basically live in like a 55 plus
He's like
apartment.
Doctor. He's like Mr. Hyde, Doctor Jekyll, and Mr. Hyde.
Kinda.
They were trying to make it when we were moving in. They were trying to make it a 55 plus building, and they were trying to get all the young people gone.
Where do we go?
Well, you weren't here yet. That was when I was like 12.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I feel like young people are just as economically vulnerable as old
No,
people are,
no, no,
if not more so.
no,
At least old people have social security.
no. Actually, I watched that movie with Jason Statham about old people, and he's like, stealing from an old person's like worse than stealing from a child, because people care about children.
It's true.
People care about. How does he talk? He's like, people care about people. People care about children. How does he talk? Fuck.
I don't know.
He's got like an. He's like, stealing from an old person's worse than stealing from a child, because people care about children. Basically, he said that stealing from an old person's worse because people care about children. People don't like old people.
Yeah. That's true and also not true because old people have all the money and power, so at least they get social
Not if you're a
security.
broke one.
Yeah, but even if you're broke, you still basically have universal income in Canada.
Is that true? I see homeless old people.
It's very hard to be homeless as an old person
It's
in
very.
Canada.
Well, yeah, of course it's hard because you're old and homeless.
You know what I mean?
No, like it's hard to become homeless as an old person.
If you're even if you make zero income, you have no Canada pension, whatever, you get OAS and GIC, which is like enough to basically pay rent. Like
Are you sure it's GIC?
GIS, guaranteed income supplement.
Because GIC is what you put you put $10,000 into to make $100.
Yeah. It was supposed to be a temporary program, but they kept it because old people like it so much.
Old people just sit and bitch and moan, and they old people get too much.
It was good. They want.
We need to punish them.
We need to take their stocks away.
You don't know what a bad day is.
Mm-hmm. Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe,
Yeah.
Unhinged. He
It's a good
was
movie.
fucking unhinged in that movie.
Yeah.
That was an unhinged. He was unhinged, and he was scary.
Remember when Olivia Rodrigo was like, "Call the police"?
Olivia Rodrigo wasn't in that movie.
She basically was.
No, she wasn't.
She was heavily, heavily based.
She was not based on Olivia Rodrigo. Not at all.
The music sounded just like her. She looked a lot like her.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know. I just thought of her as Olivia Rodrigo the whole movie.
In Unhinged with Russell Crowe?
Yes.
Are you sure you're not thinking of Lady Raven
I know it's Lady Raven.
from Trap?
Oh yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm a noob.
Not even the movies aren't even that similar. Lady Raven.
They're both have unhinged men.
Yeah, Lady Raven was definitely like a Olivia Rodrigo esque.
Yeah, no, it's almost like the main character of Unhinged tried to be like a Hallmark character, just put into a bad situation.
Smile 2 had Sky Riley, and she was like a pop star.
Richie, Catherine, if you're watching, you should watch Unhinged. I think you'd both like it.
Smile 2 had Sky Riley, and she was like Miley Cyrus.
My
And
sister said that movie sucks.
Smile 2?
Yeah,
Your sister doesn't know what she's talking about. That was a good movie. Why did she not like it?
she said it was boring, not scary.
It was kind of scary.
Did they smile on it?
Yeah, see?
Yeah. Gross.
They're smiling.
The trailers were always funny. It's like smiling, and she's like, "Why are you smiling at me?" That's the whole trailer.
That's Jack Nicholson's son.
He looks like Leonardo DiCaprio,
He looks like Jack Nicholson.
kind of.
Kind of.
She looks like Jennifer Lawrence.
Well, that motherfucker looks like his dada.
It's Johnny.
What are you talking about?
Isn't that him?
No.
In The Shining.
He doesn't say, here's Johnny in The Shining.
He says something.
Or he does. Maybe he does say, here's
He's
Johnny.
like, I'm gonna get you.
Ray Nicholson, Jack Nicholson, compare. We got to stop doing this on the podcast.
We go on a lot of tangents.
Well, no, I don't think the tangents are the problem. I think the Googling things is the problem.
What's wrong with Googling? It's our information source. Yeah, it is him, man.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
Look the same.
Yeah, but you
Even
said,
have the same facial hair.
but you said he looks like Leonardo DiCaprio.
They got the same hairline as well.
Well,
Unfortunate.
that's his dad.
Yeah.
Can't deny that family resemblance.
Nope. Anyway.
Here's Johnny. Here's Johnny. both the cat by on the Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson and was quoted by Jack Nicholson in the film The Shining.
Yep.
That was on Johnny Carson.
What were we talking about?
Johnny Carson?
No, before this tangent.
We were talking about The Shining. Oh, we were talking about Smile too.
Yep.
I thought that was a good movie. I liked it. What doesn't your sister like about that? She says it's not scary.
She says it's not scary enough.
Okay, well, what movies does she like?
I don't know, like it.
I like Terrifier. I think
Paranormal
Terrifier is
Activity.
scary. What movie does she consider scary?
She kind of likes like the classic horror movies.
Like Paranormal Activity.
Yeah. No, like she likes stuff from the 90s. I don't know.
I feel like classic horror is a little older than that. What? Okay, like what 90s horror movies does she like?
Like Insidious.
Insidious did not come out in the 90s.
I don't know. Stuff like that. I'm not big into horror. I don't know many.
You've seen Insidious. You've seen that movie.
Yeah, it's scary.
It's okay. Insidious is kind of.
Want to know the scariest movie I've ever watched? It's this movie about a mirror. I think it's called Oculus.
I think it's called Sleeping Beauty.
No.
I think it's called Snow White.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucked up. I fucked up bad. It's not.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No,
Maybe?
Oculus.
Yeah. It's like you look in the mirror and it's like it makes you see things that aren't really there. And the whole movie is about this brother and sister who trying to destroy the mirror. But they end up the mirror is like trying to protect itself. It's got terrible reviews and maybe it's a bad movie, but I
It's
remember
got
seeing it.
75%.
I remember seeing it when I was a kid and I was like, holy fuck.
What was it so scary?
I don't know. But the siblings reminded me of Maple and Dipper.
That scared you?
The ending is crazy.
What happens at the ending?
I don't want to
Spoilers for Oculus.
Um,
Skip ahead 2 minutes.
the guy has like a big like hammer and he's about to like hit at the mirror, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he looks in the mirror and he hit the hammer into his sister's head. And then he's standing there like,
That's the end of the movie?
and then they take him out. The police arrest him for killing his sister and being crazy.
That's a good ending.
And then he's like, "You have to destroy the mirror. The
police
mirror
are like,
did it."
the police are like,
Yeah,
because he's in the mirror and he's backwards.
but the mirror is like, ha ha ha.
What's
I
that
got you.
movie? There's another movie that's kind of like that, where it's like these people go into a mirror world and they like, there's a mirror land, and then they like, there's a evil. The mirror land is evil, and the guy goes in the mirror, and then they.
That's from Tinkertown.
No man, what the hell? Tinkertown is a amusement park.
Yeah, they have the mirror rooms. There's a bunch of different mirrors.
I consider that an evil place
It is.
because it makes me look fat.
It's the origin of body image disorders.
Yep. I think people are transgender because they went into the mirrors at Tinkertown.
Yeah. Stupid. What are they doing upstairs? All the banging is driving me crazy.
They're building Tinkertown. Were you a Tinkertown stan as a kid?
I love Tinkertown. I still do.
You look like you would live there.
My favorite one is when you ride
The
the
train.
burlap sacks.
Remember the Tinkertown where it goes Tinkertown where the train goes around?
Remember the mousetrap?
The mousetrap was at the X.
No, it was at Tinkertown too.
No, motherfucker, it was at the X. I went on the mouse ride with my buddy and ex buddy, and he had a pocket knife in his pocket, and so anytime the thing would go, the pocket knife would stab him in the leg. You're like, fuck!
Brought on the ride? Is he crazy?
He just wanted to be safe.
Why isn't it like? Was it out?
I think it was like the can opener was out or something.
This dude sounds dumb and stupid.
No, he wasn't. He was actually very smart.
He's got a BA now.
He does. He does have a BA now. Poli-sci.
Oh.
He had a knife at Tinkertown or the X.
That's stupid. We should go. Oh no, you didn't say you didn't want to go to the X.
Well, we already said we already said we could do.
You said you hate me. You don't want to.
No, I didn't say that.
You said I'm already taking you to the fucking zoo.
I think you. All right,
Greedy boy.
I took you to the circus.
If you could land one hit on me, we'll go see the capybaras in Calgary.
Remember that one?
Remember the Britney Spears perfume circus? They have that shit everywhere.
Do you
It's
remember
probably still old.
Pink's music video for Funhouse?
Yeah.
That shit scared the bejesus out of me.
Really?
I hated that music video
Why? Do
because it was a scary clown.
you remember the music video for Raise Your Glass. Remember that
Raise
song?
your glass.
I thought that's what being 20 would be like.
It is.
No, it's reading books and being sad.
Being 20 was okay.
Yeah. What's crazy is that we're almost mid 20s now.
No.
What do we have to show for it?
Cold Ones did a P.O. Box opening video. Save to watch later. This is Pink.
Why was she always wearing corsets?
See, like, this is scary. Look how scary this
This
is.
is what my life is like.
Look, there's like...
This is what the outside is like in Transcona.
See, this is frightening. This is a frightening environment. Look, she's counting down.
Yeah,
She
but
just flipped off the camera.
but she's smiling. She's having fun.
Look. This is scary. Pink... Is Pink a lesbian?
I don't know.
Was that confirmed?
Well, in the song, she talks about her man a lot. So.
Yeah, but, I mean, a lot of people do that. You know? Even, I mean, Chapel Roan
I
talks
just
about...
lost my husband. I don't know where he went.
I mean, Chapel Roan talks about men sometimes.
she do.
She's like,
She used to be bisexual.
does he give you what you want? No, fuck.
Does he buy you a Switch too?
What are the odds Chapel Roan comes out as
You should leave
bisexual?
him. Yes. Again.
Yeah. What do you think of the odds?
I'd say like 1 in 5.
Because Lil Nas X came out as gay, and then he came out as bi.
She'd have to redact a lot of stuff she said about men.
Maybe
Yeah,
I'm
I
getting
don't-
this video confused with another one.
This isn't that scary. I'll be real with you.
No, I think I'm getting it confused with another video where she was like torturing her part husband, and he was tied up. Pink torture video.
You're gonna get the Pinkie Pie video.
Pink torture. Crucified and tortured, hail Satan. There was one where she had her husband tied up. There's one where she had her husband tied up. Tickling scene. What is this?
I think this is fetish. This is a foot thing. We stumbled upon a foot video. This is probably so loud.
FF foot tickle scenes are so rare.
Well, did that answer your question?
That was kind of funny.
I can look at Pink videos and see if.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like Pink.
Her first album had a song on it that was like, I went to a homeless shelter and I fed a homeless man. I'll never be the same. Like that's what the lyrics are like.
Just give me a. It might have been just give me a reason.
I think it's So What. Look at So What.
So what? So what? I'm still a rock star. No,
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
the-
so. It's not so what.
Are you sure?
Might have been just give me a reason. This sucks, man. What are we doing?
You're looking at music. Video player will be blocked.
This just doesn't want to load.
Just give me a reason.
Pink lesbian. That's not the same song.
No, it's not.
Pink says she was an honorary lesbian and that she never says never. So I think she's an ally.
But she looks so butch.
Talks about motherhood and marriage. I don't think she's a lesbian.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, but you can be butch. I mean, Madonna's got a lot of fans who are butch.
Does she?
My gym teacher was a butch Madonna fan.
Madonna's not butch though.
Yeah, my gym teacher was.
Good for her.
Yeah. Man, I mean, it's a crazy world we live in.
Are there still a lot of like
Lesbians?
like butch presenting lesbians in the world?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't see many.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them are black.
I feel like they're kind of rare.
I think you
in
just don't
Western Winnipeg.
hang out with lesbians.
We got to go to Osborne Village more. Remember when we went to Osborne Village for coffee
Straight homos.
one day, and we walk into the coffee shop, and instantly we see like a twink in a Nicki Minaj Black Friday jacket.
Yeah.
I was like, "Bye, people!" And then the barista was talking about Lady Gaga's new album. And
Like,
was
I love mayhem, but I just wish there was more. I just wish there was more poop eating scenes.
Yeah. If
Oh, we got to see the elk take a poop. That was cool.
sure did poop a
I
lot.
saw the ibis poop too. The ibis's poop was kind of gross. It just rolled down the hill.
We should move to Osborne Village.
We should move to the zoo.
Okay, that'd be dope.
We should move to Calgary so we can go to the zoo every day.
Yeah, maybe. No, I don't want to live in Alberta. We're gonna join the States anyway.
Yeah, so basically,
So we got 10 minutes.
No, man, we got 0 minutes. This is gonna be a 50-minute episode.
Well, we're already past 50.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm tired because I'm tired. I want to lie back. I want to go bed. Lie
It's
back.
time
down.
for nap too.
No, but we got some shit to take care of.
Do we?
Oh, I bet we do.
Oh yeah, we have to make food.
Yeah, we gotta eat, motherfucker.
Womp womp.
Now I'm living in a fun house, baby. Fun house.
Remember the song where she's like, "You're just like a pill. Instead of making me poopy, you're
What?
making me ill." Yeah, she takes a
She
poop
does
pill.
not say instead of making me poop.
Well, she takes the pill to poop,
No, she doesn't.
and then she's like, "You're not making me better. You're making me ill."
Yeah, so I don't think that's what the song says, but I believe that you believe that. So thank you for watching again.
Signing off.
Thank you for watching
The
again.
ZooCast.
This is episode 37.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.